bridging the gap between traditional finance and the digital asset space. The goal is to help you understand what's moving markets and educate you on how crypto is changing the financial landscape. Welcome to Wall Street HODL. Welcome to another episode of Wall Street HODL, where I, Ryan, as your host, break down major projects and news in the digital asset space, as well as what's moving traditional financial markets. Now, today, I want to talk about one of the most prominent projects, specifically in real-world assets utilizing the blockchain, which is Lofty. Now, what I want to do today is break down what Lofty is, who is the team behind this project, how you use it, and then just some closing thoughts and some takeaways here. But essentially, Lofty was launched in 2018 with the goal of making real estate investing easily accessible to everyday investors by utilizing the blockchain, and specifically in this case, Algorand. Now, why they selected Algorand, for those of you who don't know, incredibly low transaction costs, highly scalable, up to 10,000 transactions per second, and very secure. Now, with Lofty, and specifically with rental real estate, one of the major issues for everyday investors is it can be somewhat daunting to invest in real estate due to the fact that it's difficult to get lending, trying to figure out what property managers to choose. Not only that, just to maintain the property can somewhat be overwhelming. And Lofty basically streamlines that whole process for investors. And not only that, you can invest with as little as $50 in real estate, which is democratizing accessibility to the real estate market, which is fantastic. Now, who is the team behind Lofty? So the founders of Lofty are Jerry Chu and then Max Ball. They have experience at Barclays as well as Hashtap. And then the chief technology officer is Patrick Sears, who's also the former CTO of Engineer Apart. So they have incredible amounts of experience. The project has been around for 5 years. And not only that, they have funding by some very prominent investors, NVIDIA and Y Combinator, just as a couple of examples. So that's Lofty in a nutshell. Now, how does it work for you? So essentially, what Lofty is looking to do is make it easy for everyone to invest. And how it works is if there is someone willing to sell an investment property, Lofty will review and then add it to their marketplace. Now, how they do this is they'll receive an application from a seller, and they do a full in-depth review of each property. So full-on inspection, they get an appraisal, review of the rental history, the list goes on. And then what the team will do is make a final decision. And then if they want to move forward, they create an LLC to essentially buy and take ownership of the property. And then this is where the blockchain comes into play, because what they'll do is they'll tokenize shares of the real estate. So that way people can buy to have their percentage ownership of the property as well as the cash flow, which is why utilizing the blockchain is great here, because it fractionalizes real estate and makes it easier for multiple investors to buy into one property. Now, how does it work for you and how do you get access? So what you'll do is when you go to the Lofty page here, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, basically the sign up button. So you'll sign up, you'll create an account, you'll go through the KYC or know your customer basic information, you'll send in their docs. And then what you can do is once you're approved and you can create your account, you'll go to the marketplace page and you'll be able to click on any one of the properties and then easily buy and or sell your tokens for any property. Now, the great part about this too is you can do your own due diligence. So all of the documents that I talked about earlier when it comes to the appraisal, the inspection, what the projected cash flow looks like, you can view all these documents for every property online, easily accessible and downloaded, so you can do your own due diligence, which I really like. Another thing which is great is since this is structured as a DAO, or an autonomous organization, decentralized autonomous organization, you have the ability to vote on things like repairs for a property or rent increases. So it gives you a lot of flexibility as well as the rental income, but it also gives you the ability to take part in the ownership of it. And then the great thing about real estate is you have access to a lot of the benefits. So for example, depreciation, which can offset some of the income, as well as developing your portfolio outside of just the traditional asset space, whether it's just stocks and bonds. This could be a nice addition to an overall portfolio, and it keeps it simple. Now, the tokens for your property are held in either, the Para wallet, which is a native wallet to Algorand, or you can use the Lofty wallet to hold your tokens. So everything's easily accessible and kept in one place. So I just wanted to point out Lofty, go over some of the key points, the team, what's great about it, specifically since the narrative lately has been really pushing, what does real world assets on the blockchain look like? And I think Lofty is a great example of that. So in closing, I think Lofty is an incredibly solid project. They have 5 years under their belt when it comes to building. As real world assets become a focus, I think this will be a project that is a testament to an actual use case. And I can't wait to see how this develops over time. So if you want to check it out, I'll have the links to Lofty in the description. And then if you have any questions or any thoughts on this, I'd love to see it in the comments section. If you like the content, feel free to give it a like, as well as a subscribe. We'll be doing a lot more content like this. Specifically, I want to focus on Algorand for the next few weeks. They have a lot of real world use case that I want to touch on, and I will talk to you in the next one.